What's up, guys? Welcome to a new YouTube video. So today, this video is going to be about cooking with me. Basically, I'm going to show you how I do my jerk chicken for any of you that are wondering what I use. I've already washed my chicken. So I like to use these because there's more meat on them. I don't know if you can see, but I'll show you what I use. So to season the chicken, you always have to season your chicken. I've taken the lids off of them all. So I use all-purpose seasoning powder, tropical sun. I also use chicken seasoning, and I'll cover that all. I use some jerk seasoning, like Jamaican jerk seasoning, tropical sun, or there is, what's the other one? There's another type, but it's still jerk seasoning. It's the paste. It just saves time. It saves time and it saves you know, chopping up the... I also use soy sauce. So it could be dark soy sauce, it could be light... Oh God. It could be dark soy sauce or light soy sauce. It doesn't really matter as long as it's soy sauce. Obviously there's only a little bit in there, so I'm not going to use all of it. It's just to help the seasoning, you know, blend together. So you've got all-purpose seasoning, so that's what I use first. I've already washed my chicken because we can't cook without, you know, washing your meat and stuff, because that's not nice, because you've got all the blood and stuff in there. So I literally cover the whole thing. There's only a little bit in there, so I've used all of that, but I'm also going to add chicken seasoning as well. So cover it like that, and then I cover this as well. Chicken seasoning. I like to use a lot of seasoning. I can't deal with like no seasoning, so I don't use all of it, but I just make sure it's all smothered. Even if you get some on the base, look like this, it doesn't really matter, because the soy sauce is going to blend it all together, and then it will give you your gravy once you're finished. So with this, I just get a teaspoon. I always use a glove, because when I rub the chicken, I hate my hands smelling of the chicken like throughout days, and even if you wash your hands. So about that much, I'll just spread it all over. Yeah, like that. And then if I think it needs a little bit more, which I think it does, because there's 4 big pieces of chicken, I'll do like 2. Yeah, and then that should be enough for the chicken, because some people don't like it too spicy. I like it really spicy, but my type of spicy is not everyone else's type of spicy, so that's how I do it. Then this, I might use all of it, might not. We'll just see how we go. Just splash it all over. All over. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, until it's like wet. I'm going to use all of it because there's not a lot in there. It's bland. You've got to turn it over, you know, rub it all in, make sure all the jerk seasoning's all over that chicken. Yeah, so I'll do it like that. Rub it in.
Sometimes I look at it and I think, it could do with some more seasoning, so I just use a chicken seasoning and I go over. Thank you very much for my mum, because if I didn't have a mum like I had, girl, I wouldn't know how to cook. Because I was always, as a kid, up my mum's backside, as she would say, wouldn't leave her alone to let her cook in the kitchen. So I just positioned them nicely. And then that's what it is. I sometimes chop peppers and onions, but today I think I'm just going to cut some onions and sprinkle it over, just to give it some more flavour. So that's what your chicken should look like, coated, yeah? So I'll take the glove off, because I don't need to use it now. And I'll put that in the bin. And then I chop some onions. So let me chop them, I'll show you after I've chopped them. And I'll probably just slice one onion and I'll pour it over, but I'll show you that, so give me 1 second.
So guys, yeah, so I've got my onion. I chop the ends off first, and then I chop it in half. So I just do this because I find it easier to peel afterwards. So I grab my knife. Don't try this at home if you're like a little kid, because you can cut yourself. But with me, I used to be a chef years ago, and I've really taught myself how to, you know, be careful with a knife. They teach you different types of ways to, you know, cook and stuff like that. Keep going. And until you can't cut no more, you just flatten the end and go again. Gives you a chance to, you know, that bit that won't cut, chuck it away. Just like that. And there. So all of this waste, obviously, you just get rid of it off your board. I should have done that before, to be honest. Because you don't want waste in your food. So, like that. I'm going to cook these with boiled potatoes, I think. And I'll do some broccoli, like mixed veg stir fry almost. So I'll do that. All of this just goes in here. In with your chicken. Break it up with your hand while you're going. If you want to use garlic and mixed herbs and stuff like that, you can. Like that. You just cover it like that. All the juices will marinate all of that, and the onions will be cooked and everything. So you don't have to worry about that. Next, I'm going to cut this. The way I like to cut these so you don't miss out on anything. Down the side. Turn it round. Down. Then you won't get the pips in. This is also waste. Yeah? See, look. I've got pretty much all of it there. Chuck that in the bin. Always have to rinse your vegetables. So, rinse them out. You always have to cut on this side. See, you've got the shiny side, then you've got the not so shiny side. Cut on the shiny side, because if you cut like this, it's harder to cut and your knife is likely to slip and cut your fingers off. So that's what I do. Just slice these. Yeah? So these are going to be for my stir fry. Yeah? So, my stir fry veg. So I'll just, you know, cut them all the same. If you like rustic cooking, you can cut them in squares. Doesn't really matter. I like to cut them like this. Yeah? So. With my chicken, I've washed it and everything and marinated it. I'll put the lid on it. This lid goes with this pot. Put it on like this. And now it's ready for the oven. So the oven, I don't normally set my oven. You can do. Some people like to set their oven. I know my idol, Gordon Ramsay, likes to set his oven to whatever. But I don't feel it's necessary when you're baking chicken. I mean, it does help cook faster, but I'm not in a rush. So, what I do is put that on there. So, I put this on the top shelf. Put it on the top shelf with the lid on. Slide that in. Shut the door. Turn the oven on. So I turn it to about 180, 190. And that will help your food to cook like for a good hour and a half. Sometimes I leave it longer, because the longer I leave my food to cook, the juicier it is for some reason. So it's a fan assisted oven. It's got a timer on it, but I don't tend to use a timer. So I'll cook that. Because it's not a rush, I might take it down to 160 or so. So by the time my girlfriend Zoe gets back, it will be done. She won't have to wait for dinner. With the stir fry, broccoli, peppers, peas if you want to, carrot if you want to, yeah, so I'll wash and slice that carrot up. Some tomatoes, like that. And then I'll just season it, you know. Make sure you work with a sharp knife as well, because if you don't, the more force you use to cut your, you know, cut your vegetables and stuff, the more likely you're going to hurt. Because imagine if you cut it and it just slipped, that force that you're using to cut that item is going to slip and cut your finger clean open. But if you're using a fresh knife, you know, a sharp knife, you're less likely to put more force on it, which means you are less likely to cut yourself as deep and as serious. But hopefully you don't cut yourself. Just got to be very careful. And for all the kids out there, if you need help, I'd advise you to ask your parents or your guardians to help you chop things, because children shouldn't be near any sharp things in the kitchen. Okay guys, so now I'm preparing the potatoes. So I'm just going to boil these and probably like put a knob of butter on them. So I want them to all cook kind of at the same, you know, level. So I just chop them. See that big one? It was big, so I chopped it in 4, put them in the pot, okay? And I do that with all of them. There's 3 of us eating, so if I chop that in half, I can leave that as a half because that's a small one. This is fairly small, so I might just chop that in 2. Oh, one jumped out. This is a big one. In half first, mind your fingers. And again, your potatoes. Put them on the stove for now. Yes, they haven't got water in them. But you know when you think, oh, why are my potatoes going brown? The best thing to do is literally, let me just cut the ends off this. So I've washed and grated, peeled this one. So all I'm going to do with this is, you know, make ribbons out of the peeler. Just make ribbons and put it in the stir fry veg. So yeah, where was I anyway? Yeah, potatoes, when they start going brown, it's because the oxygen in the air sort of oxidizes them. So what I tend to do is I just put enough water to cover them all. I don't know if you can see. So they don't go brown. So when I'm ready to cook them, I can cook them. Boom, just like that. So here are my washed and chopped veg, mixed veg. I will chop these at the last minute, but yeah, so for now I'll just put them all in the bowl because they're all washed, you know, ready for my stir fry veg. So then just wash up. I will show you the finished product of the chicken that's cooking and my potatoes and my veg, and then show you the end product. So yeah, this is the stir fry vegetables. See how I'm talking about what I'm talking about, like it's just nice, do you know what I mean? So I've got peppers in there. The orange is carrots. What I did was use the peeler to literally make ribbons, and then broccoli, tomatoes, yeah, and onions, the red onions, and potatoes are pretty much boiled now. I will show you the chicken. Give me 1 second. Get it out. Hey! Woo! Sorry about that, guys. Let me wipe you off. Right, so chicken. Ready? So I'm gonna just put that. Look at that. See, that chicken's done. That chicken is done. See them juices? That's gonna make my gravy. So now just put this up. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was informative for you. We are about to eat. So make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and look out for my next video. So turn your notifications on, notification bell at the corner of your screen when watching this video, and share. So make sure you tell all your friends about my YouTube channel. See you later, guys. Peace.